Stevie Nicks, Off the Record with Mary Turner. Brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears. Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
Fleetwood Mac always toured for 8 weeks. So like 5 weeks for me is nothing. Just nothing. I mean, I'm just a road warrior, you know. And then I'll come home for 2 weeks, and then I'll go. I plan to tour solid all year long. I want to. I'm not coming back.
She means what she says. Originally, her caravan was only supposed to be on the road until July, but it's the middle of August and she's still touring. We caught her at the Canadian border to talk about life as a rock and roll gypsy. I'm Mary Turner, and this is Stevie Nicks, Off the Record. I can remember you telling me right after you'd done your first album what a party kind of experience it was, recording. That you could get yourself into the frame of mind of going to a party every night. Is that still the approach you take to recording?
Sometimes it's really hard when you're the only person that thinks it's a party. Or not even a party, but just something that should be fun. I tend to always be happy about the music parts and and I tend to concentrate as little as possible on the other parts. And every time you do another solo album, the other parts do tend to get bigger. And if it's up to me, it should be fun. Belladonna was really intense, but it was really fun. Of course, because it was the definite unproven white-winged dove who knows could have crashed right into the side of a mountain. And nobody really knew. And nobody was very excited about me doing anything outside of Fleetwood Mac. So everybody was real pensive about it. So I was really dedicated, and scared to make this record be a success. And so with every record that you do, everybody else gets a little bit more uptight and a little bit more authoritative and a little bit more picky, which without a doubt bums out my scene, because if it was up to me, there'd be like a fun applause meter up on the top of the studio that's, that rang a buzzer, and said, I think you should all go home because this isn't any fun anymore. And that's what I tend to say to people, why don't you leave? Because I'm having a great time and I don't know why you aren't, but if you're not, why are you here? It's amazing how one or two fairly bad attitudes can really ruin everything. And as soon as those particular spirits leave, everything is fine again. So I never get worried about it because I really know in my heart that it isn't me. Because I do know something. I do know what people like, and I do know how to sing for people, and I do sing for the things that money cannot buy, because I've already got everything. I don't need any more couches or pillows or lace shawls or stage outfits.
What are the things that money can't buy?
Going into a studio and having really a lot of fun over a period of 6, 7, or 8 hours instead of going into the studio for 20 hours and having a psychological encounter group meeting where, like they used to do in, college, where you'd meet somewhere for 3 days, and by the time you all left, you were hysterical. It's like my friend Wadi, he says, he used to say, people walk in the studio and you go, well, so how are you? And then it's 5 hours later, after they have told you how they are, it's like from then on, personal problems do not come in here. I don't care how you are. Don't tell me how you are. Don't tell me about your domestic problems. Right now, this is what's important. And I don't really want to know all that because everybody's quite willing to sit down and tell you. There's no place for it there, It's supposed to be a wonderful job, and it is a wonderful job. I tend to get very dressed up every single night so that everybody knows when I walk in that this is serious. I don't ever go to the studio in jeans and tennis shoes, ever. I always dress I'm dressed basically now. I always dress up because I know if I walk in there, even if I'm 10 pounds overweight, and I'm dressed up and I look pretty, that everybody in that room says, wow, she must have really thought she was going somewhere. Because look at the rest of all of you, And I insist upon it with the girls too, because it's if you don't look like you care, after these guys have been around you for a couple months, you're going to become like an old shoe. I am never going to become an old shoe to any of the men in my life, ever. So they're always going to take me serious on that basis. And it's unfortunate that you have to do that. It's a big game, but it works.
We're back with Stevie Nicks, Off the Record. How long since you've been on tour? 3 years?
3 years.
Are you excited?
I'm terribly excited.
Is it scary, though?
It's very scary because we only have 11 days to rehearse.
My God.
But, but I'm trying to give Fleetwood Mac as much time as I can, so I'm just like singing on everything, and they're letting me, which is wild.
Doesn't there come a point where you have to choose which is more important to you? I mean, you can't devote full energy to Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks, can you? Or can you?
No, but you can just like parallel to your life. If you're very, very busy, say you're going out with somebody, you don't have any time for them until you start going out with somebody that you're really crazy about. And then it's amazing how much time you can make out of every day, working with Fleetwood Mac, working with your own band, writing your own songs, staying home, listening to your tape recorder, making your tapes, picking out your pictures, picking out your songs, doing all the artwork. And it's amazing how much time you can find for something that you want to have time for. So yeah, you can do it all if you really want to bad enough. And as long as everybody's being wonderful, I can make the time. Fleetwood Mac's, my band, my music are my priorities in life. First and foremost, and always have been.
How do you get ready physically wise to go on the road? I remember Christine saying, I think once when I interviewed you two together, that when she's, not touring, she, forget it, I eat whatever I want, forget my hair. You have to have a tremendous amount of discipline, I would think, to turn your life around.
I never, like people say to me, again, my dad, well, you have to build up your stamina again. I never stop dancing and singing. So I never really lose my stamina. I mean, I dance and sing every day for hours. That's why I can bounce down in the splits that fast. I can dance all the way through stand back and play the tambourine right now. And I haven't done it in 2 years, 3 years. But I can do it because something just comes into me that says, once again, go ahead, Lily. You can't play the tambourine halfway through the song and then just quit and have everybody go, oh, what's the matter with her, So if you're going to do that, don't play it at all. Don't even start. So I never let go of that initial stamina that keeps me, dancing. I mean, I dance through life.